does take forever. It does. It's been 8 minutes. You poor man. How could you have to wait this long? So I don't have any tasty notes or anything on this. It's just Biohazard coffee. Whole bean. Look at that bad boy. 2 tablespoons of coffee, 6 ounces of water, 100% productivity. It even comes with a warning. This is advertised as the most caffeinated coffee in the world. So it is talking 928 milligrams of caffeine per 12 ounces of brewed coffee. This baby is going to be strong. Super strong. Hey. Calm down, Threshold. We have a process here. We have a process. Okay? You got to trust the process. But these are your beans. They do not appear to be infused at all. I imagine there's some kind of infusion in this, just because there's no way you have that much caffeine in it. But it kind of looks blendy, but it does smell very strong. But you've got like lighter beans in there and darker beans in there. Like I said, it doesn't appear, especially because of how clean it came out of my grinder, it doesn't appear to be any kind of infused. I'm not sure what to expect out of this. So much sass. I know. It's so much sass. What did I do to deserve all this sass? But this is your coffee. Nice and dark. It smells terrible. I shouldn't say terrible. It just smells very, very kind of burnty. But, you know, like some of our dark roasts do. Pop's trying to show off his craftsmanship, trying to get me to talk about where I got the bean box, but for those of you who know that the old man made that bean box for me, which I am much appreciative of. Elliot, thank you so much for your support to acquire your 10,000 channel points to get me to drink this Biohazard coffee. Oh boy, this should be an exciting time. Indeed. For reference, the jot that we had, right? The jot that we had is like half of it. No, I'm not done yet. It's like half of what... I haven't even tasted it yet, Elliot. It's half of what this is. So, oh boy. Isn't the bean box kind of small? I mean, nobody wants a big bean box. But, Elliot, I appreciate it. And if I die of a heart attack, it smells horrible. I shouldn't say horrible. It doesn't smell terrible. It just smells really burnt, really like dark roasted. But like I said, if we die from caffeine overdose, we had a good run. But let's try it out, shall we? Well, it's not the worst thing that we've drank. Your dad's favorite. Yes, right? Overcooked and burnt. It's worse is the dill coffee that we had. For sure. So how many tons of coffee beans do I have currently? I don't have tons. I've got 5. I've got probably 8 pounds of coffee beans in the house currently. I will definitely say that will put a pep in your step. It'll put hair on your chest. I will say having 2 sips of it, like we're talking a guy that has a lot of caffeine in a day. Okay, I drink a lot of coffee, if you haven't noticed. I will tell you that this coffee will knock your socks off. I would not suggest this for the faint of heart. Um, it doesn't taste bad. It definitely has a very, like I was talking about, brute taste. It definitely has that, which you will get with dark roasts. But so if you remember, the Valhalla Java that we did had a lot of caffeine in it as well. I already feel more from this cup in 3 sips than I had with the entire pot of that Valhalla Java. I can only imagine. I can only imagine what this is going to be like when we have a couple of cups of this down. But it taste wise, it's probably a 4, just because it tastes very like chemically. Because like I said, you with being this much caffeine in it, it definitely has to have some kind of chemical addition. That is a very perk you up kind of coffee. It will be, this is going to be interesting. But it's not terrible. Would I like to drink it every day? No. That's why we go under the 5. But it's not as bad as I thought it was. When I first smelled the beans, have I done Death Wish? Yes, we've done Death Wish. Yes, exactly. I take a chug. It's hot. It is hot. And could you imagine if I had like a heart monitor on for this? It's definitely got that pep. But the taste is definitely manufactured. It is. It's definitely got, that chemically taste, because it's just like everything else that has all that added chemicals and stuff to it. You like with hot sauces, you know what I mean? When you get like to the extremely hot sauces, it's definitely chemically. But it is as advertised. Yeah, right? You know it pops. One of those O2 sensors. Make sure that my oxygen intake is where it's supposed to be at. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Because, like I said, it's definitely, as long as it isn't us. Yeah, right? No, I'm going to be playing games with Schnoods and Riv later. But that is very, very percolating, if you will. A cup of coffee. It is as advertised. That is probably the most... no, I understand, Father. Paul Sox. The oxygen, your O2. Yes. You can tell it. Yeah. No, it's, that's definitely, whoo. It jokes around like, if you, 928 milligrams is a lot of caffeine. That is a lot of caffeine. I've never had a cup of coffee like that. But Elliot, thank you so much. We will be drinking on this the rest of the night, and probably I'm going to be very careful with this coffee, just because, even with the amount of caffeine that I drink, it is still over a prolonged period of time. And obviously I do want to be safe. And we are going to try to keep it at that distance as much as we can. Yeah, no, well, I mean, so it's got about like almost twice the amount of caffeine as an energy drink. Like, you've got your little chart here, right? It's like regular cup of coffee, energy drink, Biohazard coffee. But it's, whew, that is quite the bean. Elliot, thank you so much. I do appreciate you. And again, if you guys aren't following Elliot, do yourselves a favor, check him out. Um, does not use a mic. No worries. Don't need to have that commentation for streaming. His gameplay speaks for himself. If anyone has weird coffee, I will redeem it. We actually have the Pinta Bean coffee next week. And then after that is another high caffeine coffee. Rising Cock or something like that. So Riv, your coffee's next week, and then Optimistic Renegades is after that. We'll be drinking it for 3 days straight. What do you mean? This coffee? It depends. 3 away from 200. Be awake for the next couple of weeks. You are not wrong, Seraph. You are not wrong. In the meantime, we do have a game to